It's also kind of like a bonding moment when other people have black cats. It's like, yes, I see you. We get it. Hey girls and their cats, welcome to our home. I'm Cerón. I am an author and a novelist, and these are Holly and Olive. Holly is my older cat. She's almost 13. I've had her as long as I've been in this apartment. My roommate at the time got a cat, and I, in full 22-year-old, 23-year-old brattiness, said, well, then I want a cat too. She came from a rescue right after Hurricane Sandy, so I do think that she and her litter were found after the storm. She was probably about 7 weeks old at the time, and I've had her ever since. She and I have lived mostly in this apartment. There was one year where we went out to LA. She didn't like it all that much. I think she's a New Yorker. And then Olive was a pandemic kitten. She was born February 23rd, 2020 on a fire escape in Brooklyn. I got Olive when she was about 8 weeks old. So she's grown up with me being around more often than not. And she is feline Velcro accordingly.
How was it introducing the two of them?
Holly has been around other cats before, but she had been by herself for about a year or two. And so it took a little while to introduce her to Olive. But Olive was completely fearless. I don't know if Holly is bonded to Olive, but Olive is certainly bonded to Holly. It was definitely like touch and go for a week or so, and now they're at least partially bonded.
How would you describe each of their personalities?
Holly is very chill, the least flappable cat possible. Olive likes to put up a big game. She's very inquisitive, but she has to do it on her terms. So every single time the doorbell rings, she runs away. And then she's like, wait, no, I wasn't scared. Olive is also a yapper. She will meow constantly. Holly just wants to chill and sleep.
While I've been doing this interview, I just want to point out the whole time.
Yeah.
How do you tell them apart?
I can tell them apart just when I'm not looking and one of them jumps on my bed and I know which one they are. Olive also has the green collar because olives are green. Olives are also black, which is how she got her name. I know that's not a very original name for a black cat, but it felt right. Holly got her name because I was 22 and was like, I live in New York City and Holly is wearing all black like Holly Golightly from Breakfast at Tiffany's. That's why she has a blue collar, because it's Tiffany blue. And then collectively they are Olive. I also just particularly love black cats. And it's also kind of like a bonding moment when other people have black cats. It's like, yes, I see you. We get it. They just make my life better. The photo in the center of the little ofrenda is a print by J.P. Brammer. He's the artist who did the cover of my novel, Viva Lola Espinosa. So J.P. Brammer did this cover. He is a Mexican-American artist. He's phenomenal. And he did this print called La Condesa, which is a spot in Mexico City, which is also where my novel is set. Obviously, the black cat. My family is from Mexico City. It was all just kind of like serendipitous. And it was like, yes, obviously, putting it front and center. Also have a black cat, Alebrije. If you've seen the movie Coco, you probably have at least a reference point that I got at Mexico in My Pocket, which is a very cute little store in Brooklyn. And then two little black cat glass figurines that we got when we went to Venice, Italy earlier this year. There were black cat glass figurines absolutely everywhere. And we went on a hunt to go find little dog figurines that matched my boyfriend's mom's dogs. And it took us 30 minutes. And the entire time I was like, why are there black cats everywhere? And I was like, Holly and Olive are just popular. I don't know what to tell you. There's another black cat, Alebrije, up there that I also got from Mexico in My Pocket. He was hanging up at the top of the store. And I was like, that's coming home with me. That's mine. It's just really fun to have pieces of both the cats as well as my culture. My entire family is from Mexico. Also, the thing about black cats is if you're looking for black cat decor, just wait for literally this time of year. There's black cats everywhere. And so that's also why I end up with so much of it, because people go to like Target and they're like, oh, saw this black cat thing. It's yours. And I'm like, thank you. Again, also,
yes.
I think it was the confluence of the Wednesday Addams as well as the black cat, even though there isn't a black cat in the Addams Family, the movie. I have a black cat pillow. When I bought that and brought that home, Olive was terrified of it.
Really?
She thought it was a real cat. Another little cat figurine. Target did do a Day of the Dead collection, and I was like, well, that's cute. Again, somebody bought that for me. It's a black cat plastic figurine. When we went to Bologna, I saw this magnet, and I was like, well, that's a sign. People also just buy you cards with the cats on them.
I would love to know where you keep your litter box.
Oh gosh, the litter box is by the bathroom, or the primary litter box, the one that they only really use. I do have 2 of them, but this is really the only one that they use. It is tucked away in this little cabinet. I think I got it from like Wayfair or Amazon or one of those online retailers. Whoever started like really selling the litter box furniture, genius.
What's your litter of choice?
I think the more interesting thing is I realized I was actually getting stronger at the gym because I started buying the 40-pound bag without fear. It is.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine though. It's Boxy Cat.
Okay.
See, again, like the squats, the deadlifts, it's all paying off. I did have them on that corn litter, and then Holly refused to use it. What Her Majesty says goes.
Right, absolutely. Okay, and what do you feed them?
Their cabinet is all the way here in the back. Dry food, as well as a mix of whole paws wet food, and then I guess it's what, Blue Buffalo Freedom? They are very picky with their wet food. They really only like fish. Every once in a while I can give them beef, but they really like the fish one.
Where did you get your dishware?
Amazon, JeffBezos.com.
Oh yeah, JeffBezos.com.
Those just made a lot of sense with the risers, and I could buy replacement bowls because I'm clumsy, they're clumsy.
Hi, is that your litter? Yeah?
Their water fountains down here, as well as their auto feeder. I really held off on buying an auto feeder for the longest time. I really want to keep them on wet food per their vet's recommendation. And then there was a night in which I was stuck in Brooklyn during one of those torrential summer downpours. Thankfully, my old roommate has a key and she lives 2 buildings up, so she just swung by and fed them. But like, okay, that's a sign. I gotta get an auto feeder. So this one has Wi-Fi capability. It has an app, so I can just feed them from anywhere. The technology is worth it. I had my super kind of drill a hole into the cabinet so that I could just feed all of the wiring and everything through the cabinet and then to the outlet back there. I think I needed a taller rather than a wider cat tree. I used to have a wider cat tree and then it cut into the rest of the furniture, which made it inconvenient for the humans involved. But I was just out in Los Angeles visiting some friends. They had this cat tree. Their house has double height ceilings because that's California and you can have space in California. It looked much smaller in their home.
What kind of toys or activities do you have for enrichment?
So they have an entire basket of toys. Every once in a while they'll go in and like pick one out and then I'll find it strewn around. Holly has a cactus. There's a hot sauce in there. They didn't ask to be born Latina.